And really, when mamas band together, we help each other, uplift each other, support each other, it makes this experience in motherhood so fulfilling, knowing that we're not alone in some of the experiences that we have, the moods, the emotions, the feels, if you will. So knowing that it's a community, and there are mamas out there that want to connect, and that's really another really special part of this practice and of this class. As you're here breathing deeply into your hands, breathing deeply into baby's home. One special thing about this time in pregnancy is baby's learning breath. Baby's learning how to breathe through you. For some of us, like myself, as a shallow breather, this is a perfect opportunity to start really breathing deep into the belly, full length breaths from the belly all the way to the collarbones. And the reason why our hands are here, one, to support ourselves, to connect, but also to see where's your breath going. So both hands should be lifting and lowering, or expanding and contracting. And really, this is how baby grows. And once baby, baby expands, and then the space starts to contract on them a little bit, and then they expand, and the space contracts on them, and then we get to that final day where baby's ready. And the exact same thing happens where the uterus starts to expand and then contract so that baby can work their way down into the birth canal. Life happens through the same expansion and contraction. And really, this is the most sacred time to understand how life works as we grow this beautiful little being, this beautiful little spirit within us. When you're ready, inhale, hands wide and high, actively stretching fingertips high to the sky. Bring palms to touch overhead, and just take a breath here. I encourage this because as baby gets bigger, this might be the only way you can get space into those lungs. So just take a breath. And then when you're ready, settling the hands down at your heart center. As you're here, let's rub both the palms together. This balances the right and left hemisphere of the brain, which can really help neutralize the mind. Settling that warmth at your heart center. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. With every practice, we like to tune in for several reasons. One reason we tune in is to kind of clear the space, clear our energy, allow for us to really arrive, especially when we're having a home practice too. This is really nice because it kind of puts us right in that studio setting within ourselves, but also in our space. Another reason why we tune in is because baby loves to hear your voice, your vibration. And so as we tune in, we're really singing to baby. The tune in, the mantra that we use, is Ong, O-N-G, Namo, Gurudev, Namo. And it means I honor the infinite source of wisdom that lives within me. I honor the infinite source of wisdom that lives in all things, that lives in Creator. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale the tune in. Om Namo. Breath in. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo. Gurudev Namo. Last time. Om Namo. Gurudev Namo. Take a big breath in. And activate your pelvic floor. Hold your breath just for as long as you can. So if you have to let go of the breath, let it go. But see if you can maintain that pelvic floor activation as if you're refraining from going to the bathroom. Then exhale, release. So we do a lot of pelvic floor activation so that we're very strong, but also supple. Inhale. Activate pelvic floor, squeeze. squeeze, press the palms away. Maybe we set an intention for being present, connecting with baby. You can exhale whenever you need to. See if you can maintain that pelvic floor activation though. Exhale, and then inhale one more time. Activate pelvic floor, hold here, and then we'll just hold that intention. And go ahead and breathe freely. I want to encourage that, but make sure you're activating the pelvic floor. And set this intention. Any intention you'd like to just connect, be present. And then when you're ready, exhale, release the hands, let it go. All right, so as we start every class, I love to just get into the pelvis. I find that it's really important because, we get tight down here. So hands on the knees. You can scoot your feet out to where the sides of the ankles are lining up with the sides of your knees. This is going to create more of a boxy seat and will actually butterfly your hip ball joints out. So it's going to open up your hips a little bit. All right, so as we're here, we're using our knees for leverage, really. So we're going to hang back. Just hang back, look down at baby's home. And then inhale, bringing your heart forward. Really feel the expansion of the low back. Very good. We're leading with the heart here. And then exhale, looking down at baby's home. Inhale, heart reaches forward. And exhale, coming back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Start to find a pace that works for you and go for it. Encourage full breaths here. Really breathe deeply. Getting into, try to keep your shoulders down. Really getting into the spine here though. Exhale as you come back. Inhale as you come forward. Doing great. And as you're here, you can close your eyes or keep them open, whatever feels best, but feel into what you're experiencing. Where are we feeling tension or tightness in the body? Which we might not be feeling much at all because of relaxin, which makes us nice and loose. In fact, I miss that relaxin. So inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. You can be anywhere in this practice right now. I'm just going to continue to guide the breath. Feel into the neck, the shoulders, the low back, and hips. Now, growing a baby, you might always feel mild tension, pelvis area, or in the low back. Things just start to get tight, right? It's a beautiful thing. It's so exciting. It's really a miracle. It's incredible. So as we're here, just feeling into where your body's at today, celebrating it in love and its glory. Inhale forward, exhale back. We'll go for 10 more. Full breaths. Doing great, mamas. Last one. And then inhale up center. Activate and squeeze pelvic floor, hold, and then exhale, release. So again, we're going right back to that expansion or the release, and then the contraction or the activation. Bottoms of the feet to touch, knees out wide. I've read in several places if we do this every day in pregnancy, it can really help ease birth. No guarantees here, but hey, it's worth a try. Go ahead and bring yourself forward. Actually, what I want you to do is first feel laterally your sit bones. Because as you do this, and sitting on a blanket, you might notice you're going to start to wiggle wobble a little. But first, just connect to your sit bones, moving forward and back. Move a little faster this time, so less of the deep stretch and more so just the movement, and you're just feeling feeling out your balance on your sit bones. Then when you're ready, you'll come forward and then come to one side. Fantastic. Then come forward, heart reaches forward as if you're creating a circle. Perfect. And then over to the other side. Fantastic. Let's do that again. So now feel your sits bones going side to side, but you're just making these semicircles, right? Good. And then maybe our eyes are closed. Maybe we're rolling them up and in. I want you to feel out, so go side to side, keep going. Feel out your side body. So really the pelvis, the hip, the low back. And notice how it feels going from one side to the other. Pregnant or not, this is a great stretch, but there's a lot of activity happening in the pelvis right now, so this might feel pretty good. All right, so once you come back to your left side, pause. Awesome. All right, now round all the way back, hold your legs like leverage, and then pull yourself forward and around. Okay, yeah, and so we're hanging on to our shins and our ankles so that we can feel rooted in our sits bones as we move around. We also started with our connection with the earth, so we shouldn't feel too weeble-wobbly. Really root to your sits bones though, and press into that with weight into your seat. It's easy with baby. Inhale as you come forward, deep breaths. Exhale as you round back. Feel into the stretches wherever you're at in your body today, again with celebration, with honoring. This might be new for us as women, but when you're doing God's work, creating a human, this is our time to really see ourselves and celebrate ourselves, knowing that you're doing what cannot be done in any other way. You're doing the miracle work. And so we revel in our body's capabilities and how incredible they are. We can grow babies. This is just, it never is lost on me. It's just so incredible. All right, so we're making these circles. Let's just say 3 more. Noticing your spine. Maybe the eyes are closed, rolled up and in. When we do that, we roll the eyes up and in. We're actually bringing our attention to the pituitary gland, which is responsible for oxytocin. The pituitary gland is also the master gland of the entire endocrine system, or your glandular system. When you're ready, you'll inhale forward, so we're coming forward, and then we'll go over to the right side. Feel that weight before we move, and then feel it transfer back and over and forward. And really root down into your seat. Doing great. So as we roll our eyes up and in, this can be a great focal point. Focal points are great for balance. We call them drishti in yoga. It's your yogi gaze. With our eyes closed, we can have a focal point. With them rolled up and in, start to activate this master gland that's responsible for the whole glandular system. And when this gland, the pituitary gland, is activated, it helps us tune into our mother's intuition. This is the seat of intuition in our bodies. And as we evolve as humans and we start to get into this higher place of self, if you will, we really utilize the pituitary gland to help us navigate. Whereas when we're more of the animal version of the human, we're in the lower centers, survival mode, if you will, which most of us live like that. But Mama, as you're here, creating a miracle as we speak and breathe, you can allow for yourself to go into that higher place of intuition, trusting the experience, which is really a choice. But as we start to roll those eyes up and in, that deeper sense of knowing within you starts to activate as well. And there's nothing better as a mama to really know and to trust your knowing. All right, 3 more rotations. Ensure you're breathing. Inhale forward, exhale back. Again, maybe the eyes are closed so you can explore internally what's happening, even feeling baby as you move around. We'll go one more full rotation. And then when you're ready, inhale up center. Activate pelvic floor, hold, squeeze, and then exhale, release. Beautiful. All right, we can gently bring the legs in. Keep the legs wide as much as you need to, and we're going to come up to a tabletop position. I have a blanket here. I like to prop up as much as possible, no matter what style of yoga I'm doing, but especially in prenatal yoga. So wrists below shoulders, knees below hips, spread fingertips nice and wide, root into your palms. We're going to get right into cat-cow. Cat-cow is incredible for so many different things. It really helps the body assimilate and adjust. And I'll tell you with what. So when you're ready, inhale, sway, drop belly, look to the sky. As baby gets bigger, you'll just let the natural weight of baby let the spine sway. And then exhale, round as much as you'd like, chin in towards your chest. Inhale, sway. This can be subtle, just looking up. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. All right, we're going to start to speed this up, and it looks a little like this. Consistency and rhythm is the heart of what we're going for, and then also almost a subtlety in the movement. It doesn't have to be too extreme, too exact. It can be nice and subtle. It's really the breath and the undulation of the spine. Keep it going. We're going to go for 3 minutes, and I'm going to explain what's happening here. This Kriya in particular is really powerful because when you undulate your spine with your breath, and here you are, allowing baby to kind of move, and just with this movement, release tension that's created by, of course, growing baby. But just this movement alone works to help with that tension. So doing cat-cow every day can help with any back pain you might have. Being subtle is actually a little more profound than going really deep into the postures. And what I love, I see one mama just moving around. I love that. So, you can go side to side. You can make circles if you'd like. Get into it any way that you'd like, because this is really your time to get into your body. Move in a way that really speaks to you. And then if the cat-cow is really feeling good, then just stay in that rhythm. You're doing great. Inhale, sway. Exhale, round. This is something, again, you can do at pretty decent pace, but it's up to you, your body, and really baby. Baby will let you know how you're moving, if it's working, if it feels good. That's one thing I absolutely love about pregnancy is like that deep knowing. Like, oh, that works. Nope, that does not work. So, and that's one thing I always want to take with me. And I find that when we are connected with that pituitary gland, that intuition within ourselves, that mother's intuition, we can have that really deep and confident knowing. Inhale, sway, exhale, round. Great way to warm up the spine. I also want to tell you this. After baby is born, this is something you can do right after birth, and it will help immensely with the core and re-strengthening the core. As baby's, of course, growing, we're not doing any core work, and so the core is not even activated here, which is great. It's awesome. You're still strengthening your spine. So this is the safest form of core work you could do when you're pregnant. It really isn't. Core work is more about your spine. But then after pregnancy, inhale, sway, exhale, round. You're doing fantastic. I'm just going to look up and watch you guys. Looks good. Very good. Nice and strong in the arms. Very good. Doing amazing. Okay, last 15 seconds here. Inhale, sway. Look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, neutral. And then exhale, the first place we'll go is walk our hands forward. Your legs can be nice and wide here, so baby can fit right through the legs, and then forehead on the mat. Long, steady breathing here. Now, when baby's really deep in the pelvis, kind of in a funky position, and it's super uncomfortable, it could be leg, foot, knee, something, elbow, doing this can really help them like kind of disengage from the pelvis and get out of that comfortable or the discomforting place. Breathing deep into your shoulder blades, breathing deep into your heart, back space of the heart, front space of the heart. Breathing deep into baby's home. Last breath here. And then when you're ready, bring your knees out wide, big toes to touch, tailbone down towards the heels in child's pose. You might notice as you're farther along, this is probably more in the third trimester, that this is uncomfortable. So then you just go back to what we just did with the tailbone high. Go ahead and reach your hands forward. This time bring the sides or bring your palms to touch. And then the sides of the pinkies are going to rest on the mat. Long, steady breathing here. Last breath. When you're ready, slowly start to bring yourself up. Beautiful. Now that we really worked with the spine, you can go ahead and sit on your heels or a block, a blanket. If we can practice this one, awesome. You can always sit on something. And then if you have bolsters, putting those in between the knees sometimes creates a nice seat. I can show you what that looks like. It just helps with the knee joints, squishing them up, cushioning them. Perfect. All right. So sometimes we really like to get deep into the spine pregnancy. So this is one that you can do that's very safe in terms of, it's not really a twist, but it gives you the sensation of a twist, which for me, I used to want to twist a lot and really shouldn't. So fingertips are going to come to your shoulders. Your elbows are in alignment with your heart. So all the way through. You're going to inhale left, exhale right. Now this is one that you can, because the belly, orientation of belly staying forward, you can get deep into your spine. So I go, no matter how hard you try to twist here, the belly won't twist. So you can still get a little twist. Keep your orientation correct for pregnancy, and maybe even get a pop or a crack or two, which is really nice. So you inhale left. It's almost like you're grabbing the breath from the left and then taking it out on the right. So this one, because I do like twisting a lot, and you really shouldn't in pregnancy, I would just go for it, and it was amazing the relief it could create in the spine. If you ever get dizzy kind of moving, roll those eyes up and in and fix them in one spot. Rolling your eyes up and in also strengthens that ocular nerve that lives behind the eye. Kind of helps with our eye health. Helps. It's a huge part of our eye health. So it really strengthens our eyes looking up and in. Nice, powerful breath. Inhale left, exhale right. We'll go 30 more seconds here. And inhale, center. Activate pelvic floor, squeeze back so the hands touch behind the neck. Look up, squeeze. And then exhale, release. Long, steady breathing. And bring your hands to baby's home. Just breathing into baby's home. Last breath. And when you're ready, we will come back to tabletop. If you have blocks handy, wonderful. Bring them to level 3. You can do this without blocks, and I'll show you really quick just what it looks like. So, as if you were in tabletop position. You can also use books if you'd like at home. So what we'll do is we'll take the right foot to the outside of our hands, and as if we had blocks, this is what it would look like, level 3. And if you notice, my foot's pretty far out from my hips. This is a great laboring position. All right, so if you didn't have blocks, your fingertips would be tented here. Your range of motion isn't as big. And honestly, I was taught this without blocks. I just noticed from my own experience that I do like the blocks better. So heart is reaching forward, chin is lifted, and then your foot stays in the same place. Your fingers and your hands stay in the same place. You're just lifting, peeling your foot off the mat, toes are in the air. So we inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. And you can bring your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. This is your time. If you notice something feels super good, just with wherever your body's at today, spend some time there. Breathe there. We don't have to move at any particular pace with this. If you have some tightness in the body, you just stay there for a moment, really breathe into it. This is just your chance to get into the pelvis, really connect with the pelvis. It's doing so much right now as it's harnessing this life within us. So hands and feet stay pretty fixed. It's just that foot that's moving from flat to rolling back onto the heel as we straighten the leg. Inhale forward, exhale back. Stay connected with your breath. You're doing great. Let's do 5 more. Your own time, your own breath. And last one. And inhale, come up. So we meet right back at the top here. So this is a perfect position where you could rock back and forth while you're laboring. However, what I find to be a super great position, you can remove the blocks. But you wouldn't really be using blocks, of course, while you're laboring. One, because they're not stable. So here we have our hands, and when we're like in that world, you want to make sure whatever you're holding on to or whatever you're using is going to be super glued and stable. So heel toe your foot out. If you feel like you're at your maximum stretch, then stay right there. Otherwise, you could heel toe your foot out more. And you're going to just start to draw circles with your tailbone. It might be a little weird. That's okay. Let it be weird. But I think you're drawing a circle, whatever that circle looks like, with your tailbone. And we're going in this one direction right now, and then we'll switch the direction. This is something you can do while you're laboring, and it does. It's incredible how much it helps. Also, the spiraling of the hips really helps with the baby spiraling down into the birth canal. This can help offer some relief where things are closing in and feeling really tense and tight with contractions. And then it just helps keep you in the place of movement. I noticed one thing in labor that's really helpful is staying moving. Sometimes it feels impossible to move, but the more at the beginning of labor that you can stay connected to moving, the more throughout the entire process you will be really connected to your body in that movement. Once you come forward, you're going to go ahead and go to the other side. So other direction. I definitely was super awkward when I first did this, plus I also had a baby in my belly, so it felt different and weird, so all good. You're getting into your body. Just drawing those circles, doing great. Let's go 3 more circles. Great way to loosen up here. All right. And when you're ready, we come right back up. And then heel to your foot out and back. Take it out. I like to come down to the left forearm, so the opposite forearm, and then just open up the leg. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Feels good. All right, let's bring that knee down. Cushion your knees if you need to, and then wag your hips. One side, this one's so good. One side to the other. Just let the hip drop. Get into that IT band. Notice that right side compared to your left. The difference of how they feel. Do one more time each side with the side wagging. And come back to center. Take the left foot to the outside. Use blocks on the other side, use blocks on this side, keep it very balanced. If you didn't use blocks, then don't use blocks. Heart's reaching forward, inhale. And then exhale back. So naturally I started without blocks and then I started using them. So we just try to mimic as much as we can. Inhale forward, exhale back. This is your practice, your time, your movement. Something feels really good, spend some time there. You're feeling a little tender or tight in a particular area, you can start to send some compassion, some awareness, and just breath into that area. As we're looking back, looking at baby's home, and as we're reaching our heart forward, really maybe lifting the chin, which will help with the thyroid and parathyroid. Those in the neck, these glands, responsible for metabolism. How you distribute your energy throughout the day. This is a very science-based style of yoga because it shows you, especially in pregnancy, how these internal systems from your nervous systems to your detoxification systems, like your lymphatic system and your cleansing organs, how they all work together in this harmony with each other. And the more we know how our bodies work, the more vested we are in one, taking care of it, but then it's also, this is what I call mama medicine. Mama medicine starts with mama. We learn in this time how to nurture ourselves, so then once baby's here, we nurture baby. And that's the medicine. When we learn about our own bodies and how our bodies work, then we share that medicine with our babies. So when you can take care of yourself, heal yourself, nurture yourself, you have that same power for baby as well. And that's what I call mama medicine. And then as mamas, we have this opportunity to live our mama medicine. Inhale forward, exhale back. We'll call it 5 to 10 more. I say that because we're all moving at different paces. And last one, wherever we're at. And inhale, coming up. All right, so now what we'll do, you can move your blocks out of the way. Fantastic. Plant your hands. Heel toe that left foot out a little bit farther away from you. Feel rooted in your hands here. And then just start to draw those circles with the tailbone. Move forward so we really see. Perfect. Yeah. Very good. Again, this spiraling action can really help with the spiraling action of baby's descent into the pelvic girdle, into the birthing canal. Close your eyes and really get into that place. Whenever I cue this, I also want to offer you that time to almost envision. Envisioning is so powerful for labor and for birth. So it's like we're envisioning that we're in that space, we're going into that portal, the realm of birth, which is very different than reality. You're going into that very primal place. Okay, when you're ready, other direction. And I will say in pregnancy, this one is a hit or miss in terms, because sometimes we're super loose and you're like, all right, 3 is enough. So listen to your body here, listen to baby. Baby's communicating with you. What works, what's not working. Last few. Call it last one. And when you make your way back up, when you're ready, root into your palms and go ahead and heel toe that foot back. You can take your left leg out, drop into the right forearm, and then just kind of shaking it out. All right. Coming back to tabletop. You can set your blocks up, and then this is one way I just get up. Pregnancy is come forward, come to a squat. The squat, you can always use blankets or your mat. It's okay if your heels are lifted. Although, really, as we get into the belly, or really the pelvis, if we can be nice and rooted so we can stretch from this place. Also one of these postures where it can be a lot for a mama. But you feel this out right now. See how it feels for you, finding length in your tailbone and then reaching your heart forward. Very good. Breathing deep in the pelvis. One more breath. Very good. All right, so send the fingertips down and then we just gently get our joints out of that. So I just bounce it out. It doesn't have to be a crazy bounce, but just bounce from one side to the other. Keep your feet loose. Then once you're up enough, get your hands on your knees, same thing. I always say it's like scooping a peanut butter jar. You're just let your feet. All right, now we're making our way up, 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 up. Now you can have your hands on your hips or hands on baby and keep scooping out and getting from side to side. So just think one side, other side. All right, now we're gonna add a hand motion to this. So, one hand on the heart, one hand on the baby, on baby. Keep your feet can be out, because that's probably gonna feel best for your knees. Keep your feet in a way that feels best for the knees. And now what we're gonna do, you're gonna kind of go side to side. Side to side, taking baby for a little rocking ride. Side to side. All right, and then you're going to, as you straighten, you're going to take one arm out. So you see this opposite arm leg, perfect. And then we'll come back, take the other arm out. Inhale, center, exhale out. I want you to squat. Inhale, center, exhale out. Very good. We're really going to get into the legs and hips today. Just a few more little kriyas, but here we are doing it right now. Then we do our squats that we do in every practice. We do our keep-ups to help with our contraction practice. And then we do a meditation. Okay, now I want you to switch the breath. Exhale, center, inhale, out. Connect with your breath. Go for 10. Last one. Come center. All right, come side to side. And now this time, make a figure 4 with your hips. Still taking sweet baby for a ride. So think, did I say figure 4? Figure 8. I don't know how to do that. You're like, figure 4. Okay, sorry. You guys, all right, figure 8. Okay, you guys. Pretty funny, okay. All right, so again, you're like scooping the peanut butter. The reason why I say that is because you want to get into the side stretches. So we're making an 8 with our hips. I want you to keep your feet loose. Let them move so that the knees stay loose. Might be funky. That's okay.
You can't even do it.
You're like, you close your eyes, you're like, okay, how do I do this? I will be honest. Not all pregnancies are the same, but sometimes you can have that feeling where you're like, I don't know direction or movement right now. I'm just going to let the body move any way it wants to. All right, now switch. We always like to do a little dancing. Baby loves to move just as much as baby loves to hear you sing. Hear that vibration. It's really comforting. They also love to feel your movement. Figure 8. And we'll come back center. All right, really good work. Mamas. Okay, so we'll face sideways on the mat like me. If you have a blanket, go ahead and squat down gently and scooch it out the way. We did these last week, and I just feel like they really speak to the feminine form. Your heels are out, your toes are out, your heels are in. All right, so this is the way that it goes. You're going to inhale your hands wide. Bring your hands to touch. You're going to exhale as your hands come down through heart center. You're going to come down, and then you're going to pulsate once. So you go 1, and then you're going to send your hands down. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Pulse. And then as you come up, very good. Inhale as you come out, and then as you exhale and you pulse, it's an exhale. So it's, you might be in a different place than me. Inhale wide, exhale down, one pulse, and then you come up and back up. Very good. You're doing great. Find your rhythm. More. Birthing a baby is not easy. Why should prenatal yoga be easy? It shouldn't be. You're about to do the hardest job. And it's not birthing. It's mothering. Okay? Once you get deep into motherhood, second time mamas, I'm sure you can chime in. Birthing's the easy part. It's being a mama. That is the hardest job. Being a parent. Why? Because we want to do a good job. We want to be the best. And we want to do our best to not screw them up, right? There's pressure, responsibility. That's what makes it pressurized, challenging. But you know what makes it easy? When you believe in yourself. When you trust yourself, mama. Over anybody else. Your baby didn't choose somebody else to be their mother. They chose you. So they need you. At last count, we'll call 3 more. Awesome. And then as you come up, reach out like a star and breathe. Reach so far out, shine belly, and then let it all come down. All right, so I'm just gonna, let's start to move our knees. So yeah, you're like kicking back. What I'll have you do is interlace your fingers behind you now, and you're gonna inhale and let it pull, so you really do get a good stretch, but you're also squeezing your arms to your body, because of your lymphatic system, your lymph nodes. Inhale up, exhale down, and you're walking on your mat. This is good for balance. Drive those knees. So inhale as you're lifting the hands and the knees. This is helping drain the lymphatic system. Couple more. One more each side. Very good. All right, now I would do like a little sway. Just kind of let things go. Let your knees be loose. Very good. All right, so squats. Keep up. Meditation. We're done. We did a lot of squats, so I'm going to keep this down to a minimal. Maybe we'll do half. Our meditations are like anywhere from a minute to 3 minutes. They're short. It's our keep ups that are the most important. All right, so here we are. Grab your blanket. Mamas, as you're bending over, squat, use those legs. Now, okay, so we have a blanket. A thicker woven blanket is good. If you don't have a blanket, use your mat. Your mat's the best in terms of, unless you have a nice thick, like a Mexican blanket, beach blanket, yoga blanket, with a nice tight weaving, then that's good and supportive too. And then because it's a blanket or even your mat, you can kind of just press into where your feet would be. Coming up gently, sweetly, kindly to your body. Feet are a little bit wider than hip width distance. Toes are facing forward. Fantastic. Feet out, perfect. All right. Inhale, hands wide and high. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. The moment they hit your heart center, you're going to start, act like there's a wall that your back is sliding down. Sit deep into the wall. Try not to lean forward. Feet are pointing forward. That's the difference between what we're doing here. So just check in, make sure they're pointing forward. So if your one foot's moving in one way, let it do its thing, right? Like we're not going to like force our joints into these places. Fingertips are down. Start to straighten your legs, drop your head. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. If you notice that that's a lot, you grab onto your knees and come back around. I want to mention one thing. Now, we're not there yet. You're getting there. If we are 36 weeks and later and baby is still feet down, then we're going to do a half squat. Let's do that all together. This is the first time I'm really mentioning it with this beautiful prenatal crew. So half squat is drop halfway, hands onto the knees, round. Perfect. Round, like here. And then come all the way back up. You still do it on a blanket. Inhale. Exhale, half. Drop into it like a back, flat back, yeah. Hands on the knees. Round. All the way back up. Perfect. Again, everyone's pretty on the earlier side of things, so that hasn't really come up. But important because we don't want breech baby to get too comfortable. Exhale as you come down and flat back. Because what you're doing here is you're shortening the birth canal. This is something you can do every day. About 15 of these. I never did more. I just did 15. Inhale. And exhale. Flat back. Like you're sliding down the wall. Dipping into the pelvis. Feet stay straight. Part of the reason why is how your hips butterfly. Widest opening at the top and the bottom of the pelvis. Dropping into it. Fantastic. You're doing great. Just go for it. You don't have to move too fast or too slow. Exhale down. Nice flat back. Sit into it. Fingertips come down. Fantastic. Tailbone reaches up and you roll all the way up. 5 more. Doing great, mamas. Fantastic. Just checking with your breath, your body, noticing how you feel. We'll cut last one after this. Beautiful. And stay right here once you come down. Feet are straight so you can push the knees out. It's a different hip opener, different butterfly, if you will. And I think in pregnancy it does, tell me, how does it feel? We just did, yeah, right? We just did the other frog. How was that? Like, is this one, which one feels more accessible? Or maybe they both feel good.
Other one. What was the other one?
Where their feet are out.
That feels better for me.
Does it? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I agree.
Oh, cool. Good to know. All right. Okay, so what you're going to do is just move your way out of it. Slowly. Gently. All right. And we're going to actually let our meditation and our keep-up kind of blend together. I'll say keep-ups are harder when you sit. So it makes it real contraction work. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold our arms out for 3 minutes. It sounds intense, right? But a contraction's more intense. So the point is, when you want to put your arms down and you're like, I'm so done with this is intense, what do? When you're in a contraction, all you get is to breathe. You don't get to be like, all right, done. Meet me at the next one. So that's why we do these. I'm telling you, they work. I did them during labor. Because sometimes I would want to counteract the sensations. So I would cause other sensations in other places in my body. Wow, it works. It's amazing how your body's like, wait, I can't.
And this feels easier.
Yeah.
Contraction.
Yeah, you're like, I could do this all day long. Just keep it going. All right, so that's what we're doing. Arms out. Now, you can flap your wrists. Oh, I won't do that to you guys this week. Next week, we'll do that. All right, so you can flap your wrists like this.
I'm not coming next week.
Well, that works out.
You can do it the other way.
Okay, so here we are. You can flap like this. Some are like, I don't like that on my wrist, so just keep your hands straight. So see what feels best. You might notice like this is easier. Flapping, they both work. They have slightly different effects though. Either way, you're stimulating your thalamus gland. We haven't really done the flappy wrist this time around, so we're gonna do that today. I gotta set my timer up, and we're just gonna go for it. And this is the last little thing we're doing here, so see if you can give it your all. Again, when you want to put those arms down, so let's close our eyes, roll them up and in, connect to that seat of awareness and intuition. Think 6 inches up and below from your heart center, so a pretty decent flap. You learn to love this feeling because it teaches you a lot about yourself, on how your brain works, how our reactivity works. And then once you have an awareness of yourself, it can help you transmute a reaction into a response, which is pretty much the most triumphant thing you can experience in motherhood. Not reacting to your child, but responding to them. What a novel epiphany, novel thought. I still react to my children. I work hard on not. But here we are. This is great work to do that can really help us get into that place of response. There's a true science of why yogis are able to do this, and it's because with your breath alone, so you're breathing right now, right? You want to put those arms down? Don't. Just kidding. If you need to, go ahead. Or put them up. Reach up. Try that. Make it harder. So good. All right, and we're almost about halfway there. But so part of where our bodies, in a almost biological standpoint, go from reacting to responding is actually in your breath, because your body responds to your breath. If your breath doesn't have any pauses or spaces in between each, that's about your time of reaction as well. So the more space you have in between your breath, the more time you have to not react and respond, right? So let me create an example. So let's just say you're kind of frustrated. Something happens and it's like, right? Breathe slow. You know why? It's because it's slowing your brain down. When your brain slows down, then you're not in reactionary state, fight or flight mode, right? Because your breath is triggering your nervous system. When we're in a triggering mode that's fight or flight, you're either fighting or you're flying. You're getting out of there, right? That's your reactionary state. That's from a shallow breath in the sympathetic nervous system. Only 30 seconds, we can do this. When we're in that parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest, breath is slowed way down, and it gives you space. It gives you time. Those spaces in your breath gives you spaces in your brain, which change it from reaction to a response. That wasn't the best scientific way to explain that, but pretty much the gist of what is actually happening. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. And inhale up. Squeeze, hold, activate pelvic floor, and exhale, release. Very good. Just feel that out if you want to do some neck rolls. Inhale as you lower the head, exhale. Or inhale as you lift the head, exhale as you lower. And then going the other direction. It wasn't so bad. It's like figure 8 spider. Right? Yeah, that's surprising because those are hard.
I think it's your mind to focus on.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
All right, so chin will come into the chest. I'm like, can I come up with a new meditation really quickly? I can't. All right, there's so many of them, and when the library is full. All right, so we're gonna just find our pulse right now. This is a great way to because we're about to go into our final Shavasana pose. So I like to find the pulse because it connects. This is just a powerful meditation, but it helps you connect with yourself, with baby, and this life force within you. So you have your right hand out, your left fingers are finding the pulse. It's within the wrist bone and those 2 ligaments right there. tendons, I'm not sure what those are, but anywho, finding that pulse. And then once you find the pulse, we say an internal mantra, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, to the pulse. Sat means truth, Nam means name. The mantra itself means truth is my name or truth is my identity. So versus ego or the things we adorn ourselves with, truth. Truth is who we are. For some of us that don't quite connect with Sat Nam, I am also a similar mantra. Not quite as like profound, but it's, come on, I am is a very profound mantra though. So another beautiful one you could say, and I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, or Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And we just internally say it to that pulse. Long, steady breathing. We're just slowing down the breath here.
Shri Krishna Hare Murari
When you're ready, taking both hands back, the hands on the knees, index finger and thumb, active pressure here, a couple breaths, slow breathing. Doing this mudra is also connecting to the seat of awareness within ourselves. Last breath here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and make your way down to your left side. So you're going to lay on your left side. There's a major artery running down your right side, and as baby gets bigger, for some, they can really feel it. It can make you feel dizzy. Use a blanket for your head, bolsters for the legs. Get comfortable. Close the eyes. Just let yourself rest here. Resting is so important during pregnancy. Just in the same way that baby learns your breath, I truly believe that they learn rest via you. So if you're not one to take those breaks, like myself, I want to encourage you to through this time. Encourage a baby that knows how to take those breaks.
Vasudeva
Whenever we do this practice, we want to encourage 11-minute Shavasana. But with this lunch hour yoga, we give as much time as we can, but I want to encourage you, mamas, if you have the time today, to complete your 11 minutes, set a timer, lay on your left side, and to spend as much time just resting, laying there, and maybe making a daily practice out of it, just setting the timer for 11 minutes, especially for those of us that aren't quite resters or take naps. And you have an endpoint, you set it for 11 minutes and just give yourself that time to rest, rejuvenate. This is where we gain a lot of our vitality back. So fill into the stillness. It's so great in the middle of the day that we can do this, and I just want to encourage it with you today. Whenever you feel ready, though, go ahead and push yourself up from your side here to a comfortable seated position. No rush. And we end this practice with long time sunshine. So you can bring your hands to baby's home. You can sway side to side and hum along. This is a prayer that we sing out to our baby, our babies that are living outside of us. We sing this out to other mamas and babies in the world. You can hum along as you first learn it, and then as you know it, then you can go ahead and sing with us. Again, baby loves to hear you sing, so this is our opportunity. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. And then we finish with a Sat Nam, long Sat, short Nam. And then we can inhale our hands wide and high. And as we bring our hands down, coming forward, just a light little bow to seal our practice. And we say Sat Nam, just like we say Namaste. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining me. This is such a passion of mine, teaching this yoga. So I love that we're here again and having this practice together. Yeah, I appreciate you. So nice to meet you, Rebecca. Maybe I get to see you next week. And maybe throughout your pregnancy. It'd be so beautiful. But I hope you all have a beautiful day and so much love to all of you.